All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to the Relatable podcast. My name is Allie Braggs. Thank you so much for joining in for my first official episode. It's so cool to be able to say that. I actually have a real life podcast now, and I have a website that I'm proud of and I love, and I can share that with people. And it's just so fun to be able to present myself in another manner. I know there's a lot of millennials out with podcasts right now, but this is mine. And if my mom is the only one that listens to it, that's great. Hi, Mom. If my friends are the only one that listen to it, hey, friends, you're real ones. And, if that's it, then that's it. I'm proud of it no matter what. But as you can tell from the title of today's podcast, yes, I have a favorite knife. We are going to be talking about all of those little weird, quirky things that just make up adulting. Let's look up the definition of adulting, should we? I think we should. So, what does adulting mean? Now, this is straight from dictionary.com, y'all. This is not me, but I agree with it. Adulting is an informal term to describe behavior that is seen as responsible and grown up. This behavior often involves meeting the mundane demands of independent and professional living, such as paying bills and running errands. Wow. And on that, we take a sip of wine because how accurate. Maybe I should do a podcast episode on my favorite wine. Not very many out there, but they definitely do the job. All right, so adulting. It's this thing we all love to talk about, but hate at the same time. Like, your friends will be like, oh, what are you doing today? And you're like, I'm adulting. We all feel that. We all know exactly what they mean when you look at someone and you're like, ugh, adulting. And we all hate it, but we all love it at the same time. Like in college, when you were like, ooh, I adulted, maybe you filled out your taxes or, your parents were like, oh, you actually have to go to the doctor and like go to the post office. And you're like, how do I do these things? But you did them and you're like, I'm an adult. Like I can do anything in the world. And then you treated yourself by running errands, quote unquote, which was like you either got a smoothie, a Sonic drink, or a Starbucks drink. And then you ran your one errand that you actually needed to do. And you walked around Target, TJ Maxx, and Hobby Lobby or Michael's for hours on end. And then when you got back, you were like, oh my God, it was such a hard day. Like, I just adulted so hard. Like, what even were we thinking in college? Like, that is the college version of adulting. But now, if I say I am adulting today, bitch, I am adulting today. Like, I'm running to the post office. I gotta make sure that this bill got paid because it hasn't auto-drafted out of my account like it's supposed to. So I have to call this person in this company. I have to go to the grocery store. I have to go buy stamps. I have to send this at FedEx. I have to go specifically to this one store to get this one thing that I like because I'm an adult and we all now have these weird things that we like and we have to get it from this one place, and you're like, oh, I have to return this and do that. Like, we actually run important errands. Like, don't ask me to walk through Target after I spent the day. You know what? I'm not even going to tell that lie. I'm always down for a walk through Target. That's a bold-faced lie. But you know what? We're going to do it grumbling. Kind of. Not really, because we love Target and it soothes our soul. I swear that they send a cat crack. I swear that they send crack through the vents because did I need that matcha powder? Have I only ever had matcha powder once? Yes, it was just that one time. It wasn't even that good. But all of a sudden, I want this $20 matcha which is really looks like it's only a scoop in there, from Target. Like, what even? What even do I mean? So, adulting is crazy. Adulting can be fun. Like the title says, yes, I, Allie Braggs, have a favorite knife. I love the quirky things about being an adult. Your favorite knife, your favorite pimple cream that you get from this one store, from this one lady. You know, everybody has their store now, or they only get this from there. You know, it's like, oh yeah, I only shop at Trader Joe's. If you're one of those people, we need to have a conversation. Like, come on, let's talk. There is more to the world than Trader Joe's everything. Okay? That's a separate podcast episode. But I will say, I have a favorite knife. I like things set up in my kitchen a certain way. Don't talk to me and be like, Allie, really, your spoon should be in this drawer? Because no, I like it in that drawer, and I have them in that drawer for a reason. Okay? I have my setup the way I like it. Don't mess with the setup. You know? As an adult, you go to the doctor for real now. Like, it's important to go to the doctor. Like, I started going to the doctor in college, like, every year. Like, I finally started doing that. But it's like a real thing as an adult now. Like, you go to the doctor to get checked up. And that's crazy. That is crazy. Like, I have health insurance, like real health insurance that I have to like sit down and think about what all I really want. And like, there's tiers to it. You know, it's wild. It's wild. It's confusing. But health insurance is confusing. Why is it so confusing? This is why we need free healthcare. Not free, it'd come from taxes, but you know what I mean. Pull a Canada and every other country. But woohoo, America. Before I get on a tangent, let me change. But as an adult, you can say, I have a 401k. I have health insurance. And also, let me just say caveat. Asterisks. What are those called? Not a colon. Parentheses. I understand that a lot of the things that I'm going to be saying shows privilege. Yes, Black people can have privilege too. If you are a Black person that can walk down the street, you have privilege. You are abled, not disabled. That, my friend, is privilege. So I understand that some of the things I will be talking about shows privilege. Yes, I understand that. We can also talk about that in another podcast episode, privilege. If you do, let me know. But going back, things you can say as an adult. Typically, you have a 401k. You have health insurance. You have a car. You can get from A to B. You pay your insurance. You either have car insurance, renter's insurance, or owner's insurance. If you are 25 and you own a house, wow. You're like a real adult. Like, I'm not ready for that level of adult yet. But also, if you think I'm cute, like, you should holler, because I can get to that level of adult real quick if you need me to. Just saying. But anyway, you can say all of these things and people are like, oh my God, like, they respect you so much more. Like, I didn't realize the conversations that you have at work as an adult. Like, when it's time to re-up your insurance, like, this is all anyone's ever talking about at lunch. Oh, are you going to get the top tier dental? Well, we think that like Jimmy's going to need a fill. So yeah, or it's like, I'm going to need a root canal. So I need to get the top tier insurance so that it can pay for that. Like, I found out what an HSA and an FSA is. They're different. Close, but different. But one is free money and one is your money, but not taxable. Like, that's wild, my friends. Wild. If you don't know what an HSA and an FSA is, Google it. If you are grown in a job and you don't know what that is, look it up because your company is jipping you, okay? You should have those all around. But we're talking about all the interesting things about being an adult. There are some not so interesting things about being an adult. Example being all the things I just listed: an FSA, an HSA, health insurance, renter's insurance, homeowner's insurance, your 401k. I will admit, I have one now. I did not sign up for my own 401k until January of this year. Why? Because no one had ever talked to me about a 401k. I didn't understand it, and I was scared. I didn't understand. I was like, but they're taking money away from me. What am I going to do? Why? Why should I do that? It's important. Do it. If you don't understand, talk to a friend and have them help you. Yes, it's taking money out of your paycheck that you would see, but it's going into a great account that's going to earn interest, and you're going to be okay. I promise. It's better for you in the long haul. So you should also automatically be doing 6%. 5 at the least if you're a little scared like me, but then I bumped it up to 6. So, booyah. What else is uncomfy about being an adult? Paying off your student loans. Disgusting. I need America to get together. Wow. But the gag is, oh well. This is my pitch for Kiki Palmer to be on my podcast, please. I love you. But no, literally, America, the gag is every other country is not like us. And their students can go to college and be okay. And you only pay for housing. Like, I figured out how Europe does school. Like, you don't pay to go to college. You pay for housing. And, like, some things, of course, cost. But not everything. Do you know if I only had to pay for housing, I would be fine. I maybe would have $5,000 in student loans. Maybe. What do I have? I have $50,000, which, again, let's talk about privilege for a small second. That in itself is privilege. I got a lot of school covered, and I used my money. I was smarter about my money. Money has always kind of scared me, but I was terrified of student loans, so I only took what I needed. And I was lucky that what I needed to take out was less than others. I know people who are in my spot and have like $120,000 in student loans. After I get done paying my credit cards this summer, I will only have my student loans. And I've already started paying off some of them. So like the fact that in 10 years, I will be done for sure paying off my student loans. And like some people won't even be a 10th of the way in paying their student loans is privilege in and of itself. That's just like, I have that, I'm able in that way. It's an ability, like, it's not a disability to me. You know what I mean? So back to the topic though. Hold on, another caveat before we get back to the topic. I can hear my friends laughing at me now. I'm going to ramble in this podcast, if you hadn't figured out already. So be ready for lots of caveats, lots of asterisks and tangents, because I go on them. But it's for the better. I'm helping educate you. So anyways, the not so fun things about being an adult is paying off student loans and paying off your credit cards. Like, guys, come on. We have to do this. We have to have a credit score above 600, above 650. Like, we need to be in the 700s, okay? And listen, it's okay. We're still in our 20s, but by the time we hit 30, y'all, we have to be in 700s. Honestly, I'm shooting for 27, 26. I think 26 is honestly a reach because that's in the coming months in August, but we can do it. If we pull together and we're smart about our money, we can do it. We all need to be shooting for 700 and above. It's possible. Just be smart with your money, which is another podcast topic. It's hard. I know, guys. That's part of being an adult. But talking about money, budgeting. I don't know why. I know why it's a thing. It's important. But like, why? I don't like it. Because all it tells me is that I get a paycheck, and then by that night, after I've divvied it up into the accounts to pay my bills and pay rent and do all my smart things, it's all gone. And I don't have any money to my name. Why? Why? It's stupid and I hate it. Like, why is rent a thing? Why do I have to pay to live and just be? Why do groceries cost so much? Why do I eat so much? That's why groceries cost so much. Why does my electric bill cost so much? Actually, my electric bill wasn't that much. But still, it's just a lot, okay? But since we're talking about the electric, this is the perfect segue for our relatable moment. Woo! Okay, so every podcast, I am going to have a relatable moment. Something has happened to me in my life that I think you can relate to. And if you can't relate to it, you're going to laugh at me and at least think it's funny. So here it is. All right, so I live in Kansas City, Missouri. The Missouri side, not the Kansas side. The Kansas side is crazy. I live on the Missouri side. And as you know, I'm up north now. Like I'm a northerner. Like these people say pop. I'm like, I don't know, pop what? What are you popping? They're talking about, oh, I want to pop. And I'm like, you want to pop what? And they're talking about soda, like soda pop, guys. Like, I'm like, girl, if you don't say you want a Coke and then like actually tell me what you want, like you say, oh, I want a Coke, and then like you go and grab a Dr. Pepper. Like, come on. Okay. I'm a southerner. Can't help it. Everything's a Coke. But it gets cold here. Like this winter, oh no. Or last winter, but I had to pull out like the real snow boots. I had to wear multiple socks. Like there was no there was no open toed. There was no skimpy outfits when you're going out cuz you froze. You know, it's like you had to get some real alcohol warmth before you went out so that you stayed warm before you got your next drink in the club. Like, come on, guys. It's so cold up here in the winter. The wind is brutal. It's just disgusting. So it's cold, right? Which means I'm going to keep my heat on. And I might turn my heat up even a little bit more. That electric bill, y'all, my first real electric bill that I got was $95 in the winter. $95. That is high. I don't care what anyone says. My bill before that, now when I moved in and it was like summer, you know, you're moving in, you're staying up late, you're trying to get your schedule, you know, turned on so that you can become a real adult and work. And, you know, you might leave lights on. You're getting used to it, right? And then you can hear your black mom in the back of your head being like, girl, if you don't, what are all these lights on for? I now understand why our parents were yelling at us. I pay my own bills now. Yes. So I get it. My light bill had been like 50, 60, you know, or lower. I was cool with it. It was great. Then it started getting cold. I got that text message that said my bill was $95, immediately broke down and called my mom. And I was like, Mom, like, okay, I'm going to reenact the phone call. Bling, bling, bling. Mom, what's wrong, Allie? Nothing. Guess how much my electricity bill is? Now, this woman had the audacity to say $300. $300? What are y'all doing to make your electricity bill $300? Can't do it. See? Can't have kids. I can't have kids. Back to the phone call. $300. And I was like, disgusting. No. She was like, okay, well then how much is it? I know I said it like this, but she didn't have to punk me out the way she did. I said, $95. That's exactly how I said it because that moment will forever be ingrained in my head. My mom laughed at me, said, girl, shut up, and then hung up the phone. She said, that's a cheap bill. That ain't nothing cheap about that, Patricia. It was $95. You want to know what the next bill after that was? Because it just got colder? $112. I wanted to cry. I didn't do anything for 2 months because I was like, if I'm putting that much into my electric bill, well, damn, I can't go anywhere. I'm paying for the electric. It was trifling, y'all. This electricity company, it was trifling. I mean, now it's summer. And, I wholeheartedly believe in fans. And so my bills are cheaper, which make up for it. But I'm just like, there was no reason for that bill to be $95. And that was probably the first real life adult moment that slapped me in the face. And they were like, you're an adult now. Get it together. All right. But yeah, that's the relatable moment for the podcast, guys. Okay. We've had our relatable moment. I've ranted quite a bit. Not gonna lie, but that's what I do best. Haha. But adulting at the end of the day is so cool, but not. It's rather annoying at times, but I know that it's going to be worth it because I'm excited for certain moments of being an adult, like when me and my friends all have our, paid vacations and we're hanging out by the pool, drinking drinks, doing what we do best, living our best lives, I'm excited for those moments of being an adult. And that is what's going to make the not so great moments be even better, So I've talked about some of the things about why adulting is hard and it's fun and what we look forward to. And I'm just going to touch on it a little bit because I do want to do a whole podcast on it. But the weirdest thing about being an adult is making friends. Can someone, if no one else is going to say it, I'm going to say it. Right hand up to the Lord. Making friends as an adult is hard and it's weird and it's confusing. And if you think it's easy, what crack are you smoking so that I can also just feel better about myself having one friend here in this new city, okay? Let's just be honest about it. It's hard. You're all growing up. You're all doing your own thing. And it's your friends are kind of scattered to the high seas, coast to coast. And you're like, what do I do with my life? How do I make friends? You just don't have your going out buddy anymore. Someone to just go out, dance with, get a couple drinks. You always know it's going to be good. Even if the night wasn't perfect, it was always a good night because you were out with a couple of your friends, Everybody needs those people. And it's hard making friends as an adult. You can't tell me I'm wrong because it's hard. It's hard keeping relationships with your old friends as an adult because you're all going in different areas and different spaces. And if you're lucky enough to where you all can kind of reconvene back together, that's amazing. I'm so happy for you. I'm hoping that is what's going to happen for my friends. Everyone move to KC. Okay? Just come rescue me. Okay? Anyway, but it's hard. I understand. I feel you. I empathize with you. I sympathize with you. I have been where you are. Okay? So, friendships are hard. Adulting is hard and weird and gross and uncomfy. But at the end of the day, this is all necessary. It's necessary because we need to adult. We need to grow up to help us become who we're really meant to be, if that makes sense. We need to go through those uncomfy moments, those periods where it's really just us and we don't have a lot of friends so that we can learn about us and ourselves and what we need to get right so that we can hopefully one day be in a relationship with a significant other, no matter who that person is, and, make that relationship the best that it can be, so that going forward in all of your friendships, even if you've had some catastrophically, is that a word? I don't know. Even if you've had some that have blown up in your face and you thought these were going to be your people and they're not, it's okay. If you have a standard for friendship, keep that standard and move on, okay? Keep it pushing, as my mom would say. But at the end of the day, you're doing all of this adulting, so that you can love the person that you're becoming. And if you don't love the person that you're becoming, you need to pump the brakes, stop, look around you, look at what you're doing. And then if you need to turn around and or you need to keep going and catch the next exit, like whatever it is you need to do, that's what you need to do so that you can get on the right path to love the person you are. And I can honestly say that I am loving the person that I'm becoming, because I'm becoming more open and honest with myself. Like, I know if I need a push, I know if I need to lean on friends. And even if I don't want to say it, it's like subconsciously I know it. And then I get there anyway, because like it's so ingrained in me what I need, what I want, and my goals, that it's just the right thing to do, So we're going to end on a great note, my friends. And I wrote down small things I love about being an adult. A slow Saturday morning, a glass of wine on the patio at night, or on the couch in a face mask, doing nothing. Long baths, uninterrupted. My favorite knife. Dancing in the kitchen while making dinner, even if it is just ramen. Rainy nights that make me think of a sad scene in a movie. And then I turn on that one Kelly Clarkson song and sing it while looking out of the window and sitting on my couch, because it was just a moment that needed to happen. Leaving clothes in the dryer and not getting tallies or yelled at by your roommates. Taylor, Jordan, JB, Josh, love you guys, but I hate tallies. And when I nail my decoration style for a room or a vibe for that room, it's like, this room is complete, finally. A full fridge full of just my own groceries. Leaving dishes in the sink. And a reheated cup of coffee on a Saturday. But I hope that you guys loved the episode. That's it for today. I hope that you were able to take away a funny moment. If you were able to relate to my relatable moment, make sure to let me know. Yeah, I'm excited for what's to come with this podcast and what this all really means. So I hope that you all have a great morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're listening to this. And I hope going forward, you all have a super relatable day.